Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a full futuristic breakdown and dissection of cryptocurrency, what's going to be happening in 2023, 2024, and 2025. This is just my educated guess based on previous market cycles and things like that when it comes to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. I do have to put out this disclaimer. Don't listen to me. I'm not a financial advisor. I lost $300 billion last year, things like that. I have no money. So I have to put that out there. But guys, let's get right into my official prediction. Again, guys, it's going to be year by year. It is the full official breakdown based off of what we've seen in the past. And I will say a lot of this, let's be real, it's probably going to be wrong. It's just for fun. And it's really just a reference of what could potentially happen with main framework points on when I'm going to be investing, when I'm going to sell, what I'm expecting. We can use certain things to really understand when Bitcoin is really going to boom, like the halving in 2024, like possibly the Russia-Ukraine war ending. And I'll give my take on all of that here. But starting with 2023, that's where we're going into right now. So guys, I said similar price action to 2019. I actually think I have a screenshot of some price action in between 2018 and 2019. That's roughly what I expect Bitcoin to do in 2023. You know, it's cryptocurrency. You're not going to go 12 straight months without a pump. So there'll certainly be, you know, a few pumps with Bitcoin in 2023 where it goes up a few $1,000s in one day. That's just going to happen. That's what crypto is. But in general, I think it's going to be a year to accumulate. That's the name of the game in 2023. When you look at the narrative, the overall economic structure, it's going to be a tough year. We really are looking at a bleak type deal with nothing on the horizon. The war between Russia and Ukraine still going on. Inflation is still bad. And we really don't have much positive going into 2023. Of course, this is speculation, and this is based off of what we've seen in the past. When you're talking about the 2016 year, going into 2017, you get the big bull run. 2018, the drop. 2019 is bad. 2020 is really bad. 2021, massive bull run. 2022, you get the drop. 2020, you see the trends and the cycles. That's what I'm basing this off of mainly, along with a few other key points. I'm predicting the bottom to be around $7,000 to $10,000 sometime in the summer. Of course, the bottom could be $12K. That's the main one that I've heard. It's got to go back down to $12,000. But it really just depends. Nobody knows the exact bottom. Certainly, the key number to look at, in my opinion, is you do want to make higher lows. So the worst case for Bitcoin would be a horrible crash somewhere around 3,000, which is what it did during the pandemic. Of course, you could say that you just buy more, things like that. I understand it, but it would not be a good look. We all want the coins as low as possible when we're investing. I understand that, but that's getting a little dicey. I'll say 7K at the absolute lowest for Bitcoin in terms of the bottom this cycle. Investing for me will probably begin in May. And I'll tell people what I'm buying. I really don't care. Right now, I really have nothing. My goal is to let these coins, especially the altcoins, get beat into the ground. I want ADA below 15 cents. I want Shiba to get crushed. I want Ethereum to get crushed. And I want to really buy as close to the bottom as possible. Of course, the common strategy is to invest, $500 every month or $1,000 or whatever you can. That definitely is a legitimate strategy, and that's definitely the more safe route. But I am going to be more aggressive because I don't have the funds to do the thing where I throw $5,000 in every month or whatever it is. I would rather be aggressive with it, call the bottom sometime in the summer, and really dump a ton of money into it at that point. And guys, it is very important, especially when it comes to altcoins, whatever the coin is, that we're making sure we're buying when it's very low. People get crushed with altcoins because they'll buy, let's say you buy ADA during the summer and you think it's discounted at whatever it was, 51 cents. It's half of that now, or almost half of that. So it's important to really try and just squeeze it. I know you can't be perfect about it. You don't want to sit there and say, I'm going to wait for it to go to 15 cents, and the next thing you know, it's at $1. It's definitely a mind game that you've got to play with yourself, but with these altcoins, they will get crushed, and you want them to get crushed if you're not in yet, so you can get them for as low as possible. I want them down. I want them down more. I need them down if I'm going to make a significant profit. If I'm going to be financially free by 2025, I need the coins to get crushed into the ground. I want it. You don't want them to create new lows. You don't want them to go lower than the last than the pandemic lows. That's the one thing you don't want, because then you start actually questioning cryptocurrency. You want them to go low, though. You want them down. It's so important, because people are like, I'll just buy, whatever, and then they're basically they lose half their value within the next month. Essentially, you could have gotten double the coins if you waited. But again, guys, it is a situation. If you are playing it safe and you are someone that is very good with investing, the common theme is to put $1,000 in, put $1,000 in, there's no, I'm going to wait for it to go down. I'm doing it because I have some issues. I'm really not good at investing, but I like playing more aggressive when it comes to it. It's a full investing year. 2023, I'd be shocked if I invested and then took out profits in the same year. Certainly, when I'm fully in, I want Bitcoin to go to $1 million, and if it does go to $1 million in 2023, I'll take it out. Obviously, I'm being a little sarcastic. We're expecting 2023 to be a down year, but you never know with cryptocurrency. So I'm expecting I'm going to be dumping a bunch of money in, and I'm really not pulling anything out in 2023, even if it starts to rebound towards the back half of the year. Moving to 2024, it's definitely going to be a more hopeful environment. And guys, 2024, early in the year, I am expecting the war to end. I think it'll be a ceasefire. My guess is Russia will annex the eastern parts of Ukraine that were really already, mainly speaking, Russian anyways. It was like 50-50 split on whether or not they actually wanted to leave Ukraine. And I think cooler heads will prevail in the war. I'm going to be optimistic about it. And guys, the thing is, people are going to be like, oh, Russia is annexing land for free. Nothing's happening. They're already facing massive sanctions. So guys, we get the war to end. It's a more hopeful environment. We've got the BTC halving coming up. Now the bulls start to come out. The March thaw happens, and we have it in April, and there's going to be a mini pump when that happens, probably around April 9th, April 10th. That's when I saw the date of it exactly. And guys, 2024, I just think in general is going to be such a more hopeful environment in terms of the economy, in terms of possibly a new administration, with the United States there, with the elections happening in 2024. There's going to be a lot more hope. There's going to be a lot more purchasing power for Americans. We're going to see a decrease in inflation, and we're really going to be talking about something a little bit different. And that's why I think the train leaves the station in 2024. Certainly, right now I say, listen, I've been told, listen, you got to put your head down. You got to basically do slave work to try and get enough money. Put all your money into crypto, whatever. I'm not saying this is advice. I'm saying that's what I'm doing, and really have everything in by 2023, because the train's going to leave without you if you don't get your money in by 2024. That's just my opinion, but certainly there's a lot of time in between. I mean, we haven't even reached 2023, so this is more of a full-scale view of investing into cryptocurrency on what could happen. The bull run prediction, certainly this is just based off of history. Normally it's about half a year after the halving. So I'll say September, October, with Bitcoin going to the moon possibly in September, and then the alt season happening sometime in October, right before the 2024 US election. And then when it comes to the U.S. election, if you are into cryptocurrency, you're going to prefer the Republican choice, whoever that is, based off of taxation and things like that. Just in general, you would prefer that. So I think Bitcoin, except it always booms first. BTC always goes first. We get the alt season in October. That's the hope. The alts follow Bitcoin. Which is what we've seen in the past two cycles, especially during kind of the mainstream internet age where Bitcoin trends and stuff like that on Twitter. So Bitcoin goes up, and I'll give my official estimates on where I think Bitcoin could go during the next bull run in the next slide. And then the altcoin season happens in October. And guys, when it comes to the altcoins, I think I have it in this next slide on what I would say to do when it comes to that. Sell on boom, SOB. So yes, we know the abbreviation for SOB. For me, it's sell on boom. And guys, with these altcoins, I'm not interested in keeping them. I'm really not. When it comes to Bitcoin, that's a little bit different. If you do have a Bitcoin, it's very hard to sell. I understand it. These altcoins got to go. If you get a meme coin that goes up a ton, you can do a thing where you sell half of it and hedge and keep the other half. I understand that. But in general, you're going to want to be, when they go up, it's time to go. Because we see it time and time again. These altcoins massively overshoot their value and then they tank. That's what they do. The key thing is to get out in time to where you make money, and you can do a hedging strategy where, let's say you have 10,000 ADA booms, because they will boom. See, the thing is with cryptocurrency, ADA is not going to be at $1.50 and then the next day be at $1.70 and then the next day be at $1.90 and then the next day be at $2.50. It's going to be like at $1.50 and then it's going to go to $7. That's just what cryptocurrency is. And what I would say is sell half and keep the other half. That's what I would say. So you get your profit, and it's not a situation where you're financially invested and you think in your head, I have this much money, when you don't have anything because you haven't sold anything. So it is important to sell some of it. That's more of a down the road strategy, and whenever the bull run happens, on my actual war strategy during a bull market, especially when it comes to these altcoins. But I have no issues. The only other thing I would say, it's really Bitcoin and Ethereum are the two coins I would have trouble selling even during a bull run, because I believe in them so much. They're going to be such valuable digital assets in the future, in my opinion. The great debate, will there be a second wave? So we saw the second wave happened in 2021 with Bitcoin especially. I don't know. I really can't even estimate on if there will be a second wave or not. 2017 bull run, there was none. 2021 there was. I don't know. I just don't have enough information on that. By December 2024, I should have millions and back off crypto. Yeah, so I'm by late in 2024, the goal, if this does happen, is to reach financial freedom and really cash out a lot of it and really back off and move into more of an advisory role within cryptocurrency, not be too involved. That's the goal. That's why it's, we've got to put our heads down and really work over this next year to try and accumulate as much cryptocurrency as possible. It depends on your portfolio. There's a lot of different decisions you can make on different altcoins. I'm not going to tell you what to buy. It's everyone's own decisions. I've had issues where, I sometimes do betting videos and stuff with sports, and people yell at me for getting picks wrong. It's just listen, it's your decision. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what to buy. That's what it comes down to. The thing is, when you're making an investment into these altcoins, it might be $1 million gain or $1 million loss depending on which one you invest into. But relative, the idea is, as long as you invest into enough altcoins that will boom, you're at least mitigating the overall risk and coming out with a positive sum of money. That's the overall goal. And really, we want to get up to, I would say the goal, it depends how much money you're willing to invest, but my goal is around $20 million by late 2024, and I want to be out with $20 million. 2025, possible second wave early in the year. So guys, I really don't know what's going to happen in 2025. Maybe we don't even have a bull run in 2024, and it happens in 2025. The moral of the story, if we really do tank and we all get in, you're riding it out. So if nothing happens in 2024, you can't take your coins out. You can't do anything. You have to create disposable income where the money you're putting into cryptocurrency, there's no time frame on when it comes out. There can't be an idea of, I'm going to put $10,000 into crypto, and then during the bull run in a year or whenever, I'm going to take it out. We don't know when it's going to come. Now, I'm predicting based on history, based on when all these dates are happening, when it could potentially be, which is mid to late 2024. It could come 2023. No one knows. The point of it is, I'm not taking out until the next bull run happens, right? That's the only way you lose money. A lot of these casual people are going to lose money because they see Bitcoin trending and they invest into Bitcoin, Ethereum, the altcoins, whatever, and you see all these internet people say, how did I lose so much money? You're investing into an asset that's already up 300% in the last day. That's not a good investment. And of course, those are the same people that'll sit right now while Bitcoin's at 17K, maybe in 6 months when Bitcoin's at 10K, and say how dead it is. Then they'll be buying it when it's 175,000 and lose money on it and say, how did I lose money? It's backwards thinking. You cannot think like those people at all. Post bull run tank, because there's always a tank in cryptocurrency. We know that it's coming. And then I would expect a 2025, if we get it, the timeline lines up, a midsummer stabilization in terms of cryptocurrency as a whole. And my Bitcoin goal is 200K to 250K. That would be its new all-time high. Obviously, it would stabilize back down, certainly over six figures. I would expect around 150,000 is where it would stabilize at. And then my Ethereum goal would be 10 to 15K. And technically, if you look at history, they're very similar, but Ethereum, based on mainly due to its price, Ethereum in terms of percentages will make you more money. And maybe I'll do a more in-depth video on that, but it is very close. If you want to be safe as can be, you want to invest in the big boy, go in on Bitcoin. I have no problem with that, but I'm just saying, if you have $20,000 and you're thinking, do I buy 1.1 BTC or whatever it is right now, maybe you wait until it's 10K, you can get 2 BTCs. I don't know. Or do you buy, whatever, 17, 18 Ethereum for 20K? The idea is Ethereum in terms of percentages will go up more, meaning like right now it's at 1,000. If it goes to 14K, that's a higher percentage than BTC going from 17K to whatever it goes to, just because it's worth less. That's the idea of investing into really minimal meme coins that are worth 1/100th of a cent, because when they boom, it's all about how high it goes up in terms of percentages, not in terms of, overall value, because people see BTC go from 17,000 to 200,000, that's an increase of $183,000. Yeah, but if you only have 0.5 BTC, you're really not making $183,000, as opposed to if you buy a billion Shiba and it reaches 1/10 of a cent. In terms of the percentages, based on where it's at right now with the amount of zeros it has, you would be making over $1 million. Well, I think it'd be like 3.3 million or something when I did the calculation on that. So it is very important. It's all about percentages. It's not about the hard numbers. That's another thing people don't understand. It's not about the hard numbers. It's about percentages, because you're buying one BTC for 17K, or you're buying however many ADA for 17K. I don't know how much you could buy, maybe like 50,000 coins worth, depending on where you buy it at. It's all about the multiplier, having more coins multiply on each other rather than buying one Bitcoin. Certainly, if you believe in cryptocurrency and you want to keep it simple, I think everyone should own a Bitcoin if you can get it. It's very important. But again, if it's at 17K right now, 16K, whatever it is, even if it's at 9K, 8K during the bearish of bear times in 2023, if that happens, I don't know if it will. This is just a speculation video. It is a thing where it's hard to acquire that much, right? We don't really have $10,000, a lot of us, sitting around to buy one full Bitcoin, but I do think it is important. And really, for me, it would be an investment that, I would not sell it. I'm not even gonna lie. If it was at 2, I would just not sell it. I just couldn't sell a Bitcoin. If I had one Bitcoin, I would not sell it. It's too big of a digital asset. It's too big of a digital asset for the future if I had one. Now, if I had 5, maybe I'd sell a few if it pumped. But that's just my opinion. So guys, that is the full future breakdown, 2023, 2024, 2025. That is a scenario, right? Now listen, we don't know what's going to happen. This is based off of the things that we do know, the dates, the current, where we're at in terms of the economy, things like that. We could certainly get an alternate future with another pump in 2023, or we could enter a full dead zone like we saw with Bitcoin, although I think it was mainly due to the pandemic really affecting it. There probably was, my prediction originally back in 2018 when we were tanking, we would have another bull run in 2020. And I think we were going to until the pandemic crippled the economy and really shut the economy down. It's impossible for any asset to perform well when you shut the economy down for a month in March of 2020. So that might have actually delayed it. Otherwise, we could have had a bull run in 2020. But that's just speculation. I don't know. Either way, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description.